Okay, I love to record in live instrumentation, guitar, bass. That's what I like to do. So how do you make it work? Because this can be challenging in here, and it's easy to record something and sample something and then just play it back. That's the easy part. But the hard part on this machine is to do something, instruments into it live, and be able to record a riff, an 8-bar riff, whatever. Okay, so let's talk about how to do that. The start is build a pattern. I always say on this machine, I don't know what your workflow is, but unless you got like perfect rhythm, do a drum first. So that's what I did. Made a drum pattern. If you're not good at drumming, and this was a good case of it. Number one, there's two ways. You can use the sequencer now that's built in, pattern sequencer, or just drum the parts you can do. It's a metronome going. Play your snare in first if that helps you. Play your kick in next. Play your hats, or play your hats, kick, whatever order you want to do it in. You don't have to play it all together. You see these guys, they've been doing it for a minute. They be killing it on these pads, like putting in drums. If that ain't you, that's okay. For starting out purposes, do what you can, right? Just play it. Or if you have to play with the quantize on, don't be afraid to do it if you have to. If you can do it without it, great. Or quantize whatever you want. Like maybe the snares, you want that quantize, but you don't want to quantize the kicks. That's okay too. Find whatever your method is. Get your drums in first. That's the point. Then, for me, I always go to my chords next. So I'll do the keys. Now, what am I doing there? I'm sampling from my computer. I use the computer probably more often, using Ableton and different pianos in there, whether it be from the native instruments or whatever. But if you don't have that, sample some chords some kind of way into there. And you'll see, I'll exit out a pattern and you'll see that's what I did, right? I have my chords there. Back in the pattern. Okay, so that's what I made. This third one is the same thing. I just copied because I like to copy a pattern. So I'll show you this real quick. Well, let me just delete this one. Everything in here is pretty much this format. It's copy, press the pad, tell it the pad you want it to go to, and then either press the enter or hit the copy again. So if you hit enter, it'll do the same thing. So I'm just going to show you that. Copy. So think of it this way. Copy, pad, copy. Delete, pad, delete. That's pretty much what it is. Maybe in time they'll fix that where you don't have to do that. But for right now, that's the SP flow. And you just kind of work with it and learn it. And then if they adjust it, then you make your adjustments accordingly. So that's how I copied the pad over. So you'll see that was a simple copy. All right. So the reason why we do that is just to make sure that if you want to build on this pattern, you don't mess up this pattern here and then have to redo everything. It's just a safety thing, okay? Sorry about the dog in the back. She's a little riled up or something. But anyway, all right, so there you have it. So now you need, in order to play in the pattern mode and bring in something new, you're going to need to record in a part. Unfortunately, in patterns, you can't just sit there and record a guitar in and then it's on there. You're like, yes, I'm done. It's a whole different method to it with using this machine. For some, that ain't going to work. I get it. For some, like myself, I'm willing to try it and learn it because I like it. Okay, so here's what we do. Go back in the pattern. You're going to go resample. And resample allows you to pick which pad you want. So if I pick 9... then it takes me back to pattern. You see how it jumps between the pattern and the regular screen that you're used to? And now I can hit this and resample it. I'm not going to do it because I've already done it. So here it is right here. Not going to play the whole thing because I don't want to waste your time. I just want you to see what I did. All right, so now I have it on 7. Now this sets me up to record something else. But I don't want to record my guitar or my bass on top of that yet because I want to make sure that whatever I record, I have access to manipulate it or move it or do whatever I want to it, right? So this is where you're going to have to do, it's a little learning that you have to do, right, as far as how to get it. So what you're going to do is you are going to hit resample. And before you hit anything, press the record settings. Now up here, remember these knobs you use to control the settings up here. So this is your level, this is your BPM, which I'm going to leave the BPM, that's what it is. And there's this knob, which right now goes between two settings. Mix means you're playing something within there already. And external means external source. So you're using like a guitar or a microphone, which you can't see where that goes, but I'll zoom out just a little bit right here, right? You're using that. All right, so we're there. So you set that up. Now, if you need to go into the input effects, that's where you can set up like a guitar amp or sim, right? So I'm gonna leave it bypass for right now because I'm not putting anything in there. So we'll leave it bypass. We'll hit exit, and exit is your friend. You're gonna exit everything, right? Because to get out of it. So now you set up the external where you can record, but you still need to put a pad. So in my case, these three blinking reds are free to put something on. The ones that are not, are just solid red, they're not free. I've already recorded something on there. So if you press those, you're gonna record over it. So don't do that. But I already recorded this so that I wouldn't have to do it on this video. So mine's on 8. So I'm not gonna do it. So I would hit that pad and then I would hit, so for just to show you, I'm gonna hit this one, exit out of here, select the pad, and then it's gonna ask me to press pad to start. So once I hit this pad, it's gonna start playing. And now I can, it's recording onto pad 9. So watch, when I hit record to stop it, see 9 is now orange looking. There's nothing there. So that allows me to record from the external source without stacking this sound with that. And that's what I did. I'm gonna delete it now. You'll see me hit that and delete. That's what I did here. So here it is. It's a bass that I recorded in. So in order to get that to loop, I would just press loop. And I can take the gate off because gate means hold it down. So you'll see if I go here, there's no gate, I have it on loop, right? Okay, so there you go. So now if I hit these two at the same time, it should play together. But it's all out of sync, you hear that? Because no matter how great I want to think my timing is good, it's not going to be perfect. So to fix that, one way to work around it is to hit shift. And you'll see right here, well, hopefully you can see right there. Let me see if I can zoom in. You see that says pad link? Touch that. Now it allows me to link two pads together. And what that means is they'll play at the same time. So I'm going to put 7 and 8 together. You'll see up here it says, no, you can't see up there because I'm zoomed in too far. It says E7 and E8. Then hit exit, and now these play at the same time. My bass is all off a little bit. My playing is a little off on that one. But see, now they're linked. So to unlink them, just hit shift, pad link, clip out like that. Now, one of the things too to check in here, see that bass is showing 90. So pad setting, nope, that's not it. Where is it? This bass was recorded in it. The 90 is the BPM on that. You see that one's 75, but this one's showing 90. So this one needs to be beat synced. But now it's probably gonna be off tempo, that's okay. So let's link them now. Let's see if that helps if we put the beat sync on. Exit out. So that messed it up because they're not. Okay. So you see what I'm saying? How it can be difficult to record like this. So my workaround when I used Koala was always to record in like I wanted to be recorded and then chop this up and play it back in time. That was my mechanism to help me to be able to do it, because sometimes if you're a little off in a DAW, you might be able to warp it, or you might be able to adjust little notes, or you can sit there and re-record it really easy. It's super easy to do. But in this case, you can see where it's just not happening, right? So take off the beat sync, because I recorded it in time with this. The loop is off. So that's the challenging part, and I don't mind you seeing a little failure, because expect it, right? It's going to be a little challenging with this, where it can get off a little bit. And this is me zooming in. I'm going to truncate that, just see if that helps it. Okay. So again, shift, pad link, exit out, shift, pad link. So see, that means gate is on. So hit the pad link, unlink them for a second, exit out, or not, the gate is not on, I should say. So if gate is not on, that is a one shot basically, okay? That means it's like, usually you would put a one shot on drums, right? You see I took the gate off? Right, but on keys and bass and all that, you're gonna want gate on so that you can hold it. You don't need it in pattern mode, generally speaking, because once you get to a pattern, it's kind of set to that tempo. But in here, you would need it differently. So here's my other workaround that I would do for something like this. Now that it is a pattern, I would go back. I would not try to link it in here. You can do it, and sometimes it works, but sometimes it just don't. And I'm being honest about that, brutally honest. So go back to pattern and use the copy that you made, and now record over that sample. So hit record. We're gonna select this pad, even though it's not blinking, because we wanna record over this sample. Hit that pad. We'll set the bars at, we'll leave it at 8, because that's what, and I put the quantized strength up because I wanted to hit right on the 1 when I do it. I don't want to be late or anything like that, or it might throw the timing off. Especially when you're sampling back from something you've already sampled, if that made sense. That was a lot of sampling. My neighbors are doing some work across the street, so that's why the dog is getting riled up. But anyway, all right, so there you pick that, then you hit record, 2, 3, 4, then you would hit it in. So since I just messed up and didn't really record it, because I was talking, do it again. So record, pick pad 3, select the pad, hit record, 3, 4. Okay, I messed up again. All right, so we're gonna delete, and I'll tell you why. Because it's gated, and if you gate that pad, then you're gonna have to hold it down. So that's my fault. I gotta remember to hold it down. All right, so again, good practice. Hit copy, so we made a copy. Now we're gonna hit record. Select this pad, we wanna record over it. And then we're gonna hit record again on the count in. I'm gonna hold the pad down this time. 1, 3. Okay. Now this is an 8 bar, and I only recorded a 4 bar of the bass. So what I would have to do is come around again and just re-record it again. So watch, I'm gonna leave it recording. That's okay, it's fine. There's a workaround for this too. I'm just not gonna do it right now. When it gets to the 5, 2, 3. So I was late. So I'm erasing it. This is what I'm talking about. They're erasing it. It drives me nuts. Okay, so now it's gone. So we're gonna get out of erase mode. We're still recording. Hit pattern select to go back. Exit. Probably didn't record because I was in there not paying enough attention to it, which is okay. I'll do it again if I have to. Okay, didn't record. That's okay. So I'm gonna do something a little different, so I don't have to hit it every time. I'm gonna allow it to do it itself by going to shift. Hold on, that was stopping it. That's not what I want to do. I'm gonna hit record. Sorry, press the wrong button again. I'm gonna hit record, select this pad, and instead of using real time, just to make it fit on time, I'm going to hit the remain button and turn it to the TR record, right? Okay, so now when I hit record, you see it's in a step sequencer. Then I'll hit sub pad, pick the bass one. And then I know I'm on the 1 bar of 8, so I'm gonna put it on the 1. Then I'm gonna scroll through to page 5 and I'm gonna put it on that one. And now it should play. This is using the step sequencer. Okay, it won't do it unless I go back and take that gate off. So I hit this. Actually, let's stop the recording. Okay. You have to make sure everything's set right. So if you leave it on gate, it's gonna touch it like that and that's it. So you gotta take the gate off. If you ever have a gate off and a pattern keeps playing and you wanna stop it, shift exit will stop it, see? These are little things that that you would like to be easier, but shift is your friend, okay? Shift and exit. You're gonna be using a lot of shift and exit. Shift exit, or sometimes just exit, or shift and something else, but shift kind of gets you to these other commands on here. Okay, we are 18 minutes in. The truck's out there making a ton of noise. And let's go back to the pattern. Okay, so now if everything's correct, it should play, because as I added the step sequencer in there, the bass should now, and the gate's off on the bass, so it should work. There it is. That's a terrible bass line I played. It's not good, but it'll work just to show you. So that's another one that just came to me as we were filming the video, is that if you're having trouble lining them up, linking them, just use the pattern mode. It'll be your best friend. And I mean, it's no different than if you're in a DAW. You would sit there and just copy the pattern right over to the next space. You duplicate the pattern. It's the same type principle. You're just using the step sequencer to plug in where you want it to start. I want it to start here. I want the next one to start there, right? I might do one on the step sequencer since I kind of got the idea of how it works down. Some things I'm not 100% sure on. Like I'm not the shuffle and stuff of that nature, because I don't use it often. I don't use shuffling often in my songs. I try to do my own rhythms and things of that nature. But hey, you know what? We'll try it. All right, so that's going to be the end of this video. I think it's a good thing to learn this machine, but have patience when you do it. Like if you get this, don't get it and be like, man, this should just work. Nope, it's not going to be that easy. It takes time. You have to build up a workflow, and it's not an overnight success thing. Some of these guys that you see doing it have been doing it for years. They've been on the OG one. They've been using it so long. They just got it like that. Okay, so if you want to get it like that, jump in and commit yourself to learning it, and don't give up on it. And that's why I say it's like an instrument, because you can't play an instrument one day and be like, I think I got I've learned it and I'm done. You got to keep playing it day after day until you get used to it, until you get it down. And then eventually, even then, you see I messed up on the bass line. You're still practicing. So it's just what it is. Real musicians all practice. Don't think that they don't have to practice ever. They still have to get their playtime into practice. So anyway, that's it. We're 21 minutes going on 22 minutes in this video. You can ask questions. Of course, I'll answer you. If I can't answer you, I'll direct you to another video where I've found answers at myself. All right. Help you help me. Press that like button, and you know the deal. All right. Bye.